All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at Franklin Chevy right here. They got the Toyota dealer over the hill over there. Great place, great people. And what we're going to talk about today, daily driving an HD pickup truck. What do you need to understand? We got a couple of them here. We got some amazing Denali Ultimates, which there was a time not too long ago that I'd have said these are ridiculously expensive. Okay, Ultimate Denali HD. We got another Ultimate Denali HD right here. We got another Ultimate Denali HD sitting right over there. I think there's two of them in there. I mean, these are nice trucks, but look at this. We're coming in at, yep, you guessed it, 90, what are we at? $97,000, 97 grand. Is this 26? This is 25. That one right there I've already looked at is a 2026 for $97,000. That's a 2026 brand new Denali Ultimate 2500 diesel, and $97,000. I would have thought that would have been expensive. However, I've been on two Ford dealerships in the last since today. We've been on two different Ford dealerships, and both times I have seen 2026 F-250s, 250 single rear wheel, the F-250s that are Platinum Editions that are $108,000. 108. Okay, so that's literally a whole bunch more than this. That's ridiculous. So pretty interesting when you stop and think about it. So these prices are pretty good in the grand scheme of things. But what's it like to drive one of these? There's one going through a drive-through right now. Look at that. Okay, there he is right there. HD going through a drive-through right over there, getting it done. What is it like to daily drive a HD truck? I don't have my Ram up here right now, but I daily drive a Power Wagon, and I've owned enough of these to know you're going to give some things up over a simple full-size truck. Okay, a full-size truck has got a lot of advantages. There's obviously a smaller size. There is more ride comfort in one of these typically because the suspension is basically a half-ton truck. The suspension here is a 3/4 ton truck. You got a lot more, this is designed to carry and haul a lot more, therefore it is a much stiffer ride. However, these do a really good job. Now, again, there's your big difference. Your fuel mileage. You're going to be in a 20-something mile, fuel range with these, fit with a lot of 1500s. You are going to be in the teens if you are lucky with a lot of these. Okay, somewhere in that neighborhood. Fuel is going to be a lot harder. Also, this will fit in many garages. Not going to be a problem to put a 1500 in most garages today. Most of the time, these will not fit in your garage, especially most residential garages. It will have to be parked outside. Also, parking them even at a restaurant, a Walmart, which is across the street. Parking them in places like that, you will notice as you drive through and look at that, anytime you see HDs in a parking lot, they are usually backed in. Okay, why are they backed in? Because that is the only way to ensure that they can actually get out. Because they are longer with their 6.5 foot bed versus a 5.5 foot bed. The bigger cab, the whole setup, the size of this truck means that if they don't back into a spot, they may not be able to get out of a spot. So you will find yourself, if you own one of these and you're daily driving it, you will be backing into places regularly. Again, keep in mind, may not fit in your garage, that sort of thing. It is going to take a little bit more work to get up into, even though the tires are not that much bigger, but the height size difference to get into these is usually a lot higher. So you have to take that into consideration. It's a lot more of a climb to get in and out of those. Those might be an issue for people that have, certain disabilities or conditions or age or things like that. Getting into an HD truck can be a lot harder than it is to get into a 1500 series truck. So these are things you got to consider. The width, the sheer width of that thing. Okay, that is a big wide truck. And then you got big tow mirrors that stick out on this thing as well too, that are going to stick out there even further compared to what you see with the cute little 1500 right here. With its cute little mirrors, and it's not quite so wide and that kind of thing. It's a different world. So you have to take that into consideration. Look at the hood height too. Look at the slope of this hood. Slopes down nice and low, angled pretty well, pretty low. You get a lot of good visibility out of there. If you look at my height on here, okay, I mean, look at this. I'm only 5'6", but look at the height of this. This is easy peasy. We come over here to this Denali, another Denali Ultimate right here, any one of these HDs, and we look at this thing. Okay, put this into perspective. Look at the height of this thing on me. Okay, this is a big beast of a truck. This is a monster-sized truck to drive. You will feel it when you're going down the road. Is it hard to drive? No, not even a little bit. Is it easy to drive? Yes, it is. Is it much bigger on the road with a much bigger presence? Yes, it is. When things start to get tight and hairy and start moving between traffic and tight places like driving through Atlanta, Chicago, things like that, you will notice that you are in an HD and you are not in a full-size truck. When you're out on the open road and nobody's around bothering you, you won't notice it even a little bit, okay? It's got a lot of pros and cons on both sides of that. So, but this is the truth of it. Again, it will be a bumpier ride. However, when you load it down, it is going to smooth out. There is no doubt about that. This thing has got a lot of capability and can haul a lot of stuff and carry a lot of stuff. Therefore, in order to do that, it has to be sprung pretty stiff. Otherwise, you couldn't carry that. So in order to carry it, you have the suspension, makes it 3/4 ton. If it rides too firm for you and you don't like it, you can load it down some and then it will feel like it's riding smoother. This is a factor. Now also is the tires. Huge misconception on the tires. This upsets me a lot in my Ram because I have a Power Wagon. It's a Power Wagon. It is the most off-road capable truck made in the HD world, and yet my TPMS sensors on my dash say that I have to have 60 pounds of air in the front or 65 pounds in the rear for my low tire pressure warning light to go away. So I live every day with a low tire pressure warning light, and it constantly defaults to that screen telling me that my tire pressure is low because I run 48 pounds of air in my tires. And it's telling me I need 60 and 65. It is an off-road truck. I do not need 60 and 65, nor do you guys. Just because the tires that are on it say it'll hold 80 pounds of air does not mean it is going to be fun driving it with 80 pounds of air in it. Now, when you're going to tow and you're going to hook up a 10,000 pound trailer to it on a gooseneck, you know what? Then you can air your tires up. But for every day around town driving, or unless you have, 5,000 pounds of gear in the back and toolboxes and things like that on there, you don't need to run that kind of air pressure. A little less air pressure is going to give you a little bit more cushion in those tires and give you a little better ride. It's going to make a huge difference. So just keep this in mind. Yet every dealership, every tire shop, everything you go to will automatically fill your vehicle, your tires up much higher than what they need to be. Now, if you're running a diesel too, you might want a little bit more air in the front on there, but you got to be the judge of that and figure it out. If you want to know exactly the best way air pressure to do, you do a chalk test. You take your tire and you chalk all the way across this, or put powder on there, like talcum powder stuff on there, and you roll across a piece of paper, whatever it is, and you see if you're getting a full contact patch across there, or you're getting too much, or where you're getting, and you can see that based on that, and then you can determine the best tire pressure for what you should be driving in. But most of the time, the tire pressures are too high and the ride is way too stiff because of that tire pressure, in my opinion. Again, I am in a 2500 Power Wagon and I am running 45 to 48 PSI in all four of my tires with 10-ply mud tires on there. So you do whatever you feel you want to do, and you do your research is what I will tell you. But this is a big difference where this truck, doesn't matter what you're going to run in them, and they're probably going to be set at 35 PSI right from the factory, and your oil change place is going to put it at 35 PSI. That's just the world these things live in, and that's where it is. They think this is an HD, so it's got to be higher. But realistically, this has got that softer suspension. This has got that softer ride. This is going to be a simpler idea of a truck. It is going to be more car and SUV-like drive. This is 100% truck. This will drive 100% like a truck. However, when you get into something like this, it will probably also massage your seats, massage your butt through the seats. It'll drive for you with the Blue Cruise and all the whatever this crap stuff is. I don't buy those. I am much more of a kind of guy that is going to be right over here looking at something like this. Is my world. Is this one right here? Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Does this say 6.6 on it? No, that is still a Duramax, which I don't want. Here's one right here. I don't know, but I want the simple $50,000 6.6. These are all Duramax. Is this one right here too? Let's check and see. Maybe we make it on the last one. Buried in over here. No, and that's a Duramax too. They only got them here. Why? Because they sell out so fast. But I want the $57,000 2026 Silverado 2500 custom with the Z71 package, and I want it with the simple 6.6 gas engine in it for, again, $58,000, real street price of $50,000. That is my whole world. But these HD trucks are built like they are built tough. There is no doubt that every one of these is going to outlast every one of these. And I don't say that in a bad way or knocking these. These are just built more like a car and like an SUV and built to be more disposable. These are built to work very, very hard every day of their life, and they are built to handle everything you can throw at them. That is one of the advantages of HD. HD resale value is often much better in a whole nother class level than 1500 or midsize could ever be in, and that is because of the fact that these hold their own and they are strong and tough and can do it. So these are all factors that come into play when you're going to daily drive an HD truck. Pros, cons. There's no two ways about it. There is no perfect truck. But for me, HD wins over full size all day, every day. I've said it in many, many videos. I've even made videos titled why I would skip the full size, skip it, and go either mid-size for a small compact truck that'll go everywhere, or go straight to the HD truck. And I did exactly what I said. Okay, I've owned a lot of mid-size, and I've owned a lot of full size too, but I went from a mid-size Gladiator right into a Power Wagon, just like I said I would, and it's for those reasons. I'm not taking anything away from the full size, but there's a whole world of HDs as daily drivers that is amazing for many of us. However, you need to know what you're getting into and what it's going to be like. It is a different world. Going from a mid-size truck like this Colorado to a full size like this Silverado, this is not a very big leap. 400-pound difference in weight, not much bigger overall. There's not a whole heck of a lot different here. You get more interior space, but realistically, the driving experience between this and this, if we were to put a difference in here, we would call it like a scale, on a scale of 10, it would be a scale of a 3 as far as variation between these two trucks as far as how they drive, how they feel, what they're like to live with day to day. They're about a 3 in the difference. Going from that to one of these is probably closer to a 6 or a 7. Going from this to this in an everyday environment as far as difference, variations, how it's going to be different, feel different, that kind of thing. So if you're thinking about daily driving in HD, take the time to test drive them. When you test drive them, take them to parking lots where you can go across the street to Walmart and go park it between a couple of cars 3 or 4 times. Okay, go find ways to put this somewhere where you can feel what this truck is about and how it's going to work for you. Best advice for you, but daily driving a HD, worth it as far as I'm concerned. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.